Recording live from the Hickory Hut studio on the campus of Defiance College, this is The Session with Billy and Ryan.
Today is Tuesday, April 18th. We are back in the Hickory Hut studios with my co-hosts Ryan Imbrock.
That's me.
Marissa Guyton.
Hi.
And Jake Atkins. And special guest.
Just goes right on.
We have Professor Tess Homier. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Why am I the only one clapping?
Oh yes. We'll clap. We will clap. Thanks, Ryan. So, Professor Homier, thank you for being on the show. So you just had a what would you call it, Marissa? I can't even think of these days. A meditation. A meditation.
Drop the beat.
It was like a seminar.
A seminar.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
word.
Can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, so back in December, I actually went to Urbana University, and I did this seminar for it was choir and band at Urbana, and I really enjoyed doing it. So I was talking to some people on the wellness committee, and I said, let's try this out for DC. And basically what we did is we spent an hour listening to different types of music and talking about how music affects mood. And my music varied from, I think I threw in some Drake. I get a little hip hop. And then we tried a little AC/DC. And so just different types of music and how that affects mood and how that triggers emotion. And so after that, I did a guided relaxation for the students. Some of them will tell you that they're still feeling good from that. Some of them have asked me to do that in class. We were in actually Life and Society the other day, and they said, can you actually meditate us now? Probably because they were tired of me lecturing. But we did sneak in a little meditation at the end of class. So yeah, it was fun.
Well, that's
really
great.
fun.
And what were the outcomes from the seminar that you held? Like, were they
changed their mood, Billy. Didn't you pay attention?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
I
I
understand
said that
that. Were they? Well, was it more like? Were people more relaxed, like going into like know what kind of music they should be listening to when studying, or anything like that?
Yeah, we talked about, because music affects people so differently. So
Right.
one song that I'm listening to that triggers maybe an emotion or a memory for me may make me sad or lethargic, where
Right.
maybe it pumps you up before a workout.
Right.
So it depends on the type of music that you have and how it affects and triggers you personally. So we talked about that, and I gave them some examples of how to breathe and meditate during music. So I did. I threw in some explosions in the sky, and I did some meditation with that. But you can meditate to any type of music.
Explosions in the sky? What is
Yeah,
that?
that's some good music.
Okay.
That,
All right.
I could.
I didn't know what that
get
was
some
either.
feels.
I was like, yeah, cool, yeah.
It's lyrical. It's more so lyrical. But yeah, I used to play explosions in the sky when I was writing papers in graduate school. So I don't know. It should technically make me feel more anxious than what it does now, because looking back on those late nights typing up papers, I should be more anxious than I am now. But yeah, different music and how to we did body scans, which is where you put each muscle to sleep in your body. You tense it and then put it to sleep.
What?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
You physically do it yourself. So
Wow.
while you're doing some guided relaxation, so you breathe in through your nose 5 and out through your mouth 8. And then if you're lucky enough, you'll have a therapist like myself guiding you through it. So when we were there, I told them I get into my therapist's voice, which is more calm and low
Right.
than my loud, annoying lecture voice that they get in class. But yeah, you go through and you tense up each muscle in your body, and then you release it. And if you have a guided voice with you, so like when I'm with clients, so I'm a therapist outside of here. When I'm with clients, I do that sometimes with them, and we relax every part of their body. It helps with insomnia. It helps with anxiety. It can pull you out of a panic attack. It can be incredibly effective.
You could
That's-
even look them up on YouTube and stuff. That's what I do. Like,
Yeah.
you could be
Oh,
like
really?
guided meditation for whatever, like if you're feeling anxious, and then you just lay down or sit up and you just like meditate, and it feels
Yeah.
good.
I don't do all that psychology stuff.
No, it's really. I was
We're
like,
working on you, Jay.
yeah.
Creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah, I will say it freaks people out, especially after they went and saw the movie. Shoot, what is
Get
that?
Out.
Yes, the
Get
movie
Out.
Get Out. Everyone was
Tess
like,
has her little teacup.
yeah, everyone thinks that. I do understand hypnosis and how to do hypnosis. However, I was doing mindfulness-based meditation. That's a completely different exercise. So. Yeah, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it with students. A lot of my social work students are probably tired of meditating, but we've definitely done it.
So, how many people changed their mood? I mean, like the whole group?
Yeah, I did some scaling. I had one faculty member in
When you say
there.
scaling, what does that mean?
So I did some scaling questions. So when you first came into this seminar, on a level or on a scale of 0 to 10, 0
okay.
being the most calm you've ever been, that you're like almost sedated,
Okay.
and 10 being the most anxious you've been, where were you when you came in and where are you now? And I do that with clients as well, but it gives me an idea of like how did I affect your mood in terms of guided relaxation. So it's because you can meditate on your own or you can have a therapist guide you.
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's really interesting. I like this. I've always heard about it, and I've always heard about like going to therapy and everything like that, and being I guess like hypnotized, but not hypnotized type thing, but relaxing your body. And I go to yoga sometimes with
so
Courtney
good.
Alexander,
Yeah.
and she does it, and she has the same like very soft voice, and like she and the whole thing. So it's really cool to be able to see it. Whether you're doing yoga or just going to see someone
Right.
for that, just to relax your body from being anxious or whatnot.
Right.
So, as a practicing therapist, which one of the four of us can you assume needs the most meditation?
I think all of you need meditation, but actually, of
great.
the 5 of us, maybe myself. After this semester, I think I need the most.
So
For
do you,
sure.
So do you
tell
plan
us a
on
little
getting-
bit about social work. I'm going to cut you off, Marissa. I'm sorry. So tell us a little bit about
fine.
social work.
Social work is my jam. This is my 3rd year teaching social work here at DC. I teach the clinical courses. I also teach some of the clinical psychology courses. So I teach abnormal psychology, and I also teach human sexuality, which are some fun courses. And we get a lot into my practice and my stories. I think the students really enjoy the stories that I bring from practicing. I used to be a clinician in Columbus, Ohio.
What about doctor-patient confidentiality? Isn't that?
Nope, it's okay as long as I don't. What I sometimes do, and I learned this from my professors who are in graduate school, is sometimes I will change identifiers. So if I'm
Okay.
talking about a male client, I may say I'm talking about a female. I always change age. As long as we don't give any type of identifying information, we're not breaking the HIPAA laws.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay,
I
well,
can
know that.
bring like, okay, so I was working with a client with schizophrenia yesterday and this and this and this, and as long as I'm not giving any identifiers, I'm pretty covered.
So we'll call him Billy. He's in college. So tell us, why would somebody want to come and be a part of the social work or be a part of the social work program?
Absolutely. Well, the beautiful thing about social work is there's such a variety of jobs available, and people never stop needing help.
This
So it
is
isn't
true.
a field
Right.
that's going to die out anytime ever.
To our viewers, the four of us, absolutely.
And, it's really become a beautiful thing. You can get your master's in a year. So I had my
Here.
baccalaureate. You can get your master's at another institution.
okay.
So like Ohio
Okay.
State, Case, UT.
Okay. Once
But-
you graduate from
right.
DC.
But DC has an accredited social work program, which
Okay.
you have to graduate from an accredited social work program to
Very
be able
important.
to become licensed. From graduating at DC, after those, however long it takes, usually a 4-year program, some people can do it in 3.5. You can become licensed in the state of Ohio and you can practice.
Okay.
And then if you want to get your graduate degree, which I encourage students to do sometimes if they're looking at doing therapy, because to become a therapist, you only need about 10 to 11 months in graduate school.
Wow.
And if you can get into the ASAP program, that is, if you're eligible for the ASAP program, I completed mine in 11 months.
Okay.
And so it's really quite quick.
Wow, that is. Yes.
And you can practice quite young. And so I was treating it like 23, 24 years old. I
Really?
was doing therapy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
So what are some of the things that the social work student can do outside of the classroom as part of the social work major?
Oh, well, there's empty bowls, which is one of
is that?
the empty bowls. I know everyone knows and has gotten the emails for empty bowls. I am like the empty bowls. I am empty bowls sometimes. I tell students, like, when I'm like really stressed out, it's most likely because of empty bowls, because it's such a large fundraiser for the community, and we really, really try hard to help out with the community. But it's a lot of work.
And it is student driven.
It is
correct?
student driven, and I try and take the hands-off approach. The best of my ability, I do that. But students know when it's empty bowls time, because I'm like crunching and emailing and like, let's do this. Let's make this community better. So
Cool.
That is something. Empty bowls. We do an urban trip every year. Last year we went to Cleveland. The year prior we went to Chicago, and my colleague Professor Yakos Brown and I take students into the city, and we look at different community mental health centers, different areas that have diverse populations. I'm trying to think. When we were in Chicago, we went to an LGBTQ center. It was really neat to see that. So
Okay.
it's really quite diverse. And
Sounds wonderful.
I love it. This was the best move I ever made, was
Wow.
coming to teach here at DC.
Marissa, I'm sorry I interrupted you about 5 minutes ago.
It's okay.
What was your question?
I was just going to ask if you're going to be doing any more meditation sessions.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. And I think some of the students who came were surprised at how much it helped with relaxation. I always tell students that this is the highest you can get without drugs, which you should be doing anyway because recreational drugs are illegal. But meditation is, I've seen it. Meditation can really relax you. So many people and so many college students choose to go self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. And instead of choosing to do that, why not do something that you can do that's healthy for your body, that isn't illegal, that isn't going to change, because alcohol is a depressant. And if you're already feeling depressed, that can change your serotonin levels and make you more depressed. And so if you can do something that's healthy for your body, and you're your only tool, all you need is you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Absolutely.
and it's not going to be damaging. You're not going to regret the decisions you make while you're meditating. So it's important that we think about how can we use our use of self to make positive changes
So I don't-
rather than...
I don't need to worry about binge meditating.
Right, you don't need to worry about binge meditating. And so many people, you know, like when you've had a bad day, or you're in an argument with your partner, or you're having some type of frustrated issue, so many people turn to like poor coping skills.
Sure.
And so if you look at exercise or meditation as being a healthier coping skill, then you're not, you know, self-medicating.
Absolutely.
So I try and tell students, because the reality is this is college, and how can you make healthier choices for yourself rather than choosing the alcohol or the recreational drugs?
Geez, wise advice.
Exactly.
You guys need to pay attention.
I'm listening, all ears.
You know, the funny thing was, none of you guys were taking notes. I'm just saying.
I already
Did
mentioned.
you take any notes over there, Ryan?
I don't need to. I'm an adult.
Oh, okay.
I lost a silly six.
Oh, I
Billy
have it
has
right
it.
here.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
I
you're
do, I
gonna
do.
You want to
this-
do it? You
this
want
Oh,
meeting
I was
go
gonna,
on.
I was gonna throw it over to you.
I'll catch it.
Nice catch.
All right, the silly six. You don't probably have any idea what this is.
I
Correct?
think I've listened to this before. Don't you ask me like questions?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh! Look at
Wow.
that.
I listen. I listen.
All right, here we go. The silly six is where I ask you 6 quick questions and you give me 6 quick
Oh,
answers.
Lord.
Your favorite pop or beverage?
Oh, green tea.
Do you have like a brand?
Big B iced.
Your
What do you love
favorite
for
fast food?
Oh, Taco Bell, easy.
Yes.
I don't
Great.
tell anybody, like, it's such a problem. Like, I am in a relationship with Taco Bell right now.
Oh, really? Me
Yeah,
too.
It's complicated.
It's cheating on me. Your favorite show?
Married at First Sight. Super
a real
trashy.
show?
It's a real show.
It's a real
So trashy. It's so trashy. It's a sociological experiment where they take two people they've never met and they have to get married.
So have you eaten Taco Bell and watched the show at the same
Oh,
time?
absolutely. Cheesy gordita crunch, no lettuce.
Your favorite musician or group?
Lady Gaga.
Okay. Your favorite dessert?
Cheesecake.
And finally, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Dog person.
And
totally.
What's the best dog name?
PJ. The name of
PJ?
my Westie, yes. I used to have a dog named Peekaboo Bumpkins, but we're not going to talk about that.
Peekaboo Bumpkin!
Yes. That was the best dog name I've ever had. But currently I'm rolling with PJ. He's my Westie.
That works.
He's my boy.
That name reminds me of like Honey Boo Boo, kind of.
Absolutely.
Like,
I was 16 when I named the dog.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Well, Vic, we got to take a quick break here. This is the session with Billy and Ryan. We'll be right back.
This is Hannah Hesterman from the Defiance College women's tennis team, and you are listening to The Session.
Hey, this is Nate Hicks, and you're listening to The Session.
Welcome back to the session with Billy and Ryan. Hey, we're going to be doing our Millennial Mind segment.
I'm going to be over here meditating.
Sure. Yeah, you
see
can
that?
meditate in that corner and.
All right.
Jake, what is the first topic we're going to be talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about the Cleveland shooter that
Went on a Facebook live video.
I don't know. It happened a couple days ago, but he's still running.
At the time of recording, he's still running.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, how do you feel about that? I mean, like, you see someone go online, and either you're friends with him or you see something, they share it, and next
Blah,
you know,
blah, blah is live, and you see this
Right.
guy walk up to some old man and go, I don't remember what he said, but he just, like, pointed a gun at him and just killed him. Like,
Right.
on
No
Facebook.
kidding.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
it's just something like, why would you do that?
Fame.
Well, what
Or
what do you
drugs.
what are you
Well,
gonna
the reason
what are you
I
gonna-
guess this guy did it was his girlfriend cheated on him and broke up with him, and
So he just snapped.
he just snapped. And maybe our therapist
That's how you
Can
folded it.
explain something as to why
Millennial Mind.
something like that could happen.
Oh, man. I mean, the rough thing that I get into here is because so many arguments with gun control have to do with mental health. And it's always the assumption that because someone, like, you look back at Sandy Hook, you look back at Columbine, you look back at a lot of the mass murders and shootings that we've had, everyone assumes that, oh, it's mental health related. Well, in reality, if you look at a lot of the mass murders, there were several that were. If we go back to the Aurora shooting with James Holmes, that was schizophrenia, or I think they said schizoaffective disorder. But a lot of times, it's not necessarily mental health. Columbine was not mental health. A lot of that had to do with parent-child relational issues. And so I think for everybody in each situation, it's different. But, you know, we can look at how does that affect the regulation of gun control in the United States.
And this guy, he was a caseworker, actually. And so, like, you wouldn't think that he had anything. He didn't show any signs, I guess, of...
Oh, he was a caseworker in mental health?
Mm-hmm.
And see, one
children.
thing I would also argue is that a lot of individuals who are working in the mental health field are taking a lot of the traumas on secondary. It's secondary trauma. And so if you're not utilizing self-care, such as meditation, such as, you know, making healthy choices, it can be really devastating for individuals.
So do you guys think this is a precursor of things to come, meaning is Facebook Live going to be used for more violent acts? Or I shouldn't say just Facebook Live, but live stream.
I don't think so. I've seen. I mean, in being from Chicago, there was a incident where there was 4 teenagers that randomly took one of their fellow students or fellow peers from school, and he had a disability and everything like that, and they started beating him up on Facebook Live.
I do remember that.
And so it was just. It was kind of those issues of like, why would you do that? First off, like, there's no reason for it. They just did because.
Right.
And like you said, I think they're doing it just so they can get views out of it. At the end of the day,
I think so.
And they're.
I mean, you have to
ruining
know
their
you're going to
lives.
get caught. If you do it
absolutely.
with a camera, you have to know you're going to get caught.
Right.
Yeah, there's an intention there.
Absolutely. Either it's subconscious or consciously.
Right.
You have to know.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you don't, then you probably have a mental health problem.
Right.
What's the next topic, Billy?
I was gonna look at Jake for the next topic.
Jake, what's the next topic? Millennial Mind.
I think we should talk about the NHL playoffs.
Oh my gosh.
And how the Chicago Blackhawks didn't score a goal in the first 2 games against
I don't
the
want to talk
Predators.
about it.
Shout out Pecorine.
Oh my gosh.
Billy, why are you so despondent? Did you
Well,
not watch
because
it?
the Chicago Blackhawks, I love them. I'm from Chicago. Everyone knows that. But they aren't living up to what they're supposed to be doing in the postseason.
Darn, must stink.
And over here, a Pittsburgh Penguins fan.
3-0 in the series against the
3-0
Blue
in the
Jackets.
series.
We have the first rookie to score a hat trick in the
Oh my
playoffs,
gosh.
so it's pretty cool.
It's all Greek to me. I don't want it.
So playoff hockey.
Tapped out.
It's my favorite time of the year. It's better than Christmas sometimes.
The most wonderful.
But it's
time
not
of
as good as the World Series when the Indians blew a 3-1 lead.
Yes, you always gotta relate that back to the Indians because
We have one more topic for Millennial Minds, or is that the show?
Billy, you wanted to talk about something earlier.
what was it?
Just do it.
You wanted to talk about the mother of all bombs, but
Oh yeah, the Syria attack. That was a big thing that went on this past weekend, or leading up to this weekend, was the huge bombing that we had on ISIS in Syria and everything with that. Do you guys think that it was the right move on Trump's part for letting the bomb go?
Before we get to answers, we're running tight on time.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right, we'll do a yes and no, and with a sentence. Jake.
short answer, yes, because
Uh-oh.
something needed to be done, and it did its job.
Okay.
Yes. Professor?
I'm going to plead the professorial fifth of where I don't speak about my political choices on the Defiance College campus. Thank you.
And Marissa.
You know, I don't really know much about it. Spread love, not war. You know, love
Okay.
everyone. ELE. I
So
really
my-
don't know anything, so I don't know.
My last quick question is, how long does it take for you guys to send a text and not get a reply before you get upset?
Over an hour.
An hour? Jake.
Yes.
I'm usually the one that doesn't text back because I fall asleep, but I mean, I don't get upset.
Okay. Tess?
18.42 seconds.
Wow.
And then I'm going to
professorial.
continue texting you until I get a response and maybe then call you 75 times. That's why I'm single.
Do you leave a message? Then when you start calling, call me back. I just called you.
Yeah, and if you're lucky, I might like get a trap phone and then prank call you and see if you'll answer that.
Goes to Walmart real
She
quick.
got 2 phones.
Hashtag 2 phones, hashtag single forever.
Ditto.
And Marissa.
Ditto.
Hey, this is a session with Billy and Ryan. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the session with Billy and Ryan.
Wow, that was just so nonchalant.
No doubt. It's all like, hey,
Wow.
welcome back. You know?
It's almost like she wasn't
hey.
paying attention.
Almost.
It's like
I
she's
just
on
got
her
a
phone
cool
or something.
I just got a cool email.
Oh, a cool email.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that was the show today. Thank you for listening in. I think that was an awesome show, having Professor Tess Homier come in and just talk about meditation and the event that she had last Monday for it. And hopefully we can get another meditation event out with Professor Homier.
But if we don't, next Thursday, the 26th, 8 to 10, APO is hosting Open Mic Night in the Hive.
You
Open
worked that
mic
in
night.
there. Excellent job, Jake.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
Excellent.
It sounds like Jake will be there and singing his little hiney off.
Somehow I picture you singing Sweet Caroline.
Something country.
Something country. Maybe like Dierks Bentley or something like that.
Maybe me and Billy can sing Friends in Low Places.
There you go.
Sure, why not?
If you'd like to be on the show, Jake, tell them how they can be on the show.
You can find us on Facebook by searching The Session DC. You can email us at thesession@defiance.edu. Or you can follow us on Twitter at _DC.
This
There
is
we
the
go.
session with Billy and Ryan. He's Billy.
I'm Billy.
I'm Ryan.
He's Ryan.
And the almost forgot the gang.
The graduation gang.
Graduation gang.
Woo!
That makes me sad.
We're not graduating.
I
We got the
am.
graduation girl.
So, do you want to say something?
Did you want to say anything, Marissa?
That was graduation, girl. What is that?
Shout out class of 2017.
See ya.
See ya.
I'm confused.